I just saw a video that O'Shea Duke Jackson did concerning a discussion he's been having with Kwame Brown. I haven't seen all of the videos in the series because apparently Kwame Brown did a video talking about some things. O'Shea responded, Kwame responded to his response, and now O'Shea is responding. So what I've seen so far of I saw some of what O'Shea was talking about. I saw O'Shea's latest video. I saw some of what Kwame was talking about, and he was mentioning about how there are certain individuals who've tried to build and try to, black men that have tried to build something for us, by us, for us, and suddenly things start happening. Monkey wrenches get thrown in. Indictments come down the line. People get locked up. All kinds of stuff starts happening. And so after this, I'm gonna watch the rest of that video. But I did want to respond because I think it's crucial for us to take everything into totality, take the total picture into view. Because I watched O'Shea's video and he was talking about how hey, we have to be willing to work together. Which I guess this is something that also Kwame Brown said, that sometimes we're not willing to work together. True. And quite frankly, guess what? We're never going to all be on the same page. Never will we all be on the same page. And that's actually a good thing. But one of the things he's talking about is there's always going to be obstacles. Yes, there will. O'Shea said that. And that's the point. If we're looking at this, if we're thinking about this as like a war for survival, which it is, if you just take a step back and look at history, take a look back at hundreds of years, there has been a war on black people. And the sooner we realize that, the sooner we come to grips with that, the sooner we can treat it with the urgency that it needs to be treated with. That's why I talk about the MAFA, not slavery, because slavery is just a sliver of it. There's slavery, there's Jim Crow, there's the black codes, there's mass incarceration, there's colonialism, there's all of the apartheid. All over the globe, there was a concerted war on black people. The sooner we realize this is all connected, the sooner we can treat it with the sense and the sense of urgency that it needs to be treated with. The sooner we can realize, okay, whoa. Okay, we all we got. Start realizing that the diaspora is important, is crucial. Because just like the war was waged worldwide, our defense must be staged worldwide. We cannot just do it in one city. We just can't do it in New York. We just can't do it in Atlanta. We just can't do it in Ghana. We just can't do it in we need to be working together. And if you just take a look at Haiti, Haiti has been catching hell ever since they stood up. They were the first. They threw off their chains, fought for freedom, and ever since, this Western world is raining hell down upon them. There's a reason for that. It's intended to send a message. It's intended to crush a spirit. We cannot continue to allow that to stand. But that's what it's about. Learning history is one of the things we need to be doing. But I can go on for hours about this. Let's make this succinct. Because here's what we need to do. We need an agenda. We need an agenda that's centered on black independence. Because that's why I say, look at it as the MAFA, the African Holocaust. Not just slavery, it's bigger than slavery. It was always bigger than slavery. They keep on talking about slavery to try to minimize it and to get us to only look at a certain part of history. They don't want us to see the Red Summers. They don't want us to see how after Reconstruction, the attacks on black people to stop us from building. They don't want us to see like what actually killed Tulsa, Oklahoma, Greenwood. They don't want us to see that. But we have access to the information. Right now, it doesn't matter what they want us to see. It matters what we choose to see. So we have to educate ourselves. We have to be versed in our history. So right now, if you see all across this country, white folks are getting mad about what's being taught in the schools. Guess what? Let them deal with their schools. Why we should never have them teaching our children in the first place. Like we should be teaching our children. We should have our own schools teaching our children for the benefit of our children, for the success of our children, because how can you deal with a system that is systematically racist and say, okay, this system is racist, the system is designed against us, but we're going to give this system custody and control of our children for at least 13 years. That's a problem. That's more than a problem. That's malpractice. So we need an agenda that's centered on black independence. We need to be free, but we need to make this happen. So one of the things we need to be doing is coming together. And you can say, okay, well, even if we get together, we're not all going to agree on something. You're right, we won't. But guess what we will have? We will have several plans and pockets of individuals, pockets of the Black community who agree with this plan, pockets of the Black community who agree with this plan. And then we can go, boom, start building. Right now, we need the sense of urgency is so real right now. Because right now we have technology that makes things so much easier, that makes things, that gives us the ability to connect across the planet instantly. We can be utilizing technology. We can be utilizing so much that we have at hand to make things happen. Education. We don't need to depend, like we just came out of 2020 where we saw people locked in their houses, kids learning on computers. We don't need their schools. We don't. And we definitely don't need their curriculums, because if we stop and take a look at their curriculums are wasting our kids' time on purpose. So we need Black independence, but we need to be independent in education. We need to be independent in politics. We can't depend on the Democrats or the Republicans. They're both our enemies. Both the Democratic and Republican parties are enemies of Black people. They have been for a long time. We have to realize that, and you will have shills for either party, and we have to be able to say, thank you, no thanks. Like, that's what it's needed. We need political independence. We need educational independence. We need financial independence. We need our own money. We need our own schools. We need our own businesses. We need land independence. We need to own land. We need to own property. So that we're not renting from somebody and at their mercy if they decide to jack up the rent. And okay, they jack up the rent. We move. Gentrification. We get pushed out. New folk come in. The place looks all different. And now we're like, oh, they're pushing us out. If we own the block, they can't push us off the block. Hypothetically. Of course, there's always going to be the government. And that's where the political independence is so crucial. Because if we're letting the Democrats or the Republicans control the government and make decisions for policies that are controlling everything, that's where they will have another avenue to stop whatever we're doing, to interfere with whatever we're building. And that's why I brought up Tulsa and Greenwood, because it wasn't the Tulsa massacre that stopped Greenwood. It wasn't the Tulsa massacre that destroyed Black Wall Street. They slowed it down, but Black Wall Street rebuilt. The government killed Greenwood with urban renewal, highways right through it. This is what we have to realize. That's why history is important, because we have to realize what they did, what they do, how they operate. And we need to be able to be independent of them so that we are not at their mercy, so that we don't have them, we're not giving them greater power to change the game whenever they feel like it. Obstacles are going to come in our way. There's no doubt of that. Guess what our job is to? Our job is to navigate the obstacles. Whether it's war, whether it's chess, approach it with a mindset. We need strategy. It's not going to be just okay, we just march in a straight line and everything's going to be great. No, that's not how it's going to work. We're going to need to have a plan, and our plans are going to need to be taking into consideration that there are people who are devoted to stopping us from succeeding. We need to plan on how to deal with those obstacles, what those obstacles will be, and how to deal with those obstacles once they arise. So these brothers are both right that we need to be doing something, that there are going to be obstacles, but just because the obstacles exist doesn't mean the obstacles have to be successful in stopping our progress. Thank you for checking out Black on the Inside. As always, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, share this, and comment below what your thoughts are, what your thoughts are on a Black agenda. And if you agree that you want to see the Black community progress and a Black agenda being built, subscribe to the channel, because that's what we're about. I'll see you next time.